Hey, what is up, guys? Mr. Bomber coming to you guys with yet another Fallout 4 DLC review. This time, obviously, we're going to be reviewing Far Harbor. Now, my initial thoughts on Far Harbor were at the beginning, I was very skeptical because when you first start the quest, like the main quest for Far Harbor, everything is moving so fast. The whole story plot is moving very fast. It was a little disappointing at the very start because I don't want to spoil anything, but basically when you go to look for this girl, which is the premise of why you're going to Far Harbor, you're in search of this girl on a Valentine Detective Agency quest. It's just like there's not a whole lot of build up to it. You kind of just go search for some clues. It felt a very disappointing to me, like very run of the mill. Go here, do that, and Fallout 4 is already full of those kinds of quests. So I was a bit skeptical at the start, and then once you get to Far Harbor, they introduce you to almost all of the new enemies right off the bat within like the first 5 minutes of the quest. Not only is it already moving fast, but you've already seen most of the new enemies, and you've probably already encountered a few of the new weapons. Now, that is not to say that this DLC is not great, because it is. Firsthand, I'm going to say, in my own personal opinion, I feel that Far Harbor in its own right is better than the main quest of the main game. It offers a lot more variety, a lot more RPG elements than the main game, and it just felt very fresh, very new. Although I do agree with what people are saying, it does feel a lot like Fallout 3's Point Lookout. I wouldn't necessarily call it a clone because it is different in many, many ways, but it does share a lot of similarities with Point Lookout. But just going off on its own thing, it is very unique. It offers a lot more to the table. I like all of the new weapons. As you can see here, I'm using the new lever action rifle. I like a lot of the new armor that it added, but really the meat and potatoes of this DLC is the quests and or side quests because it is jam-packed with not only quests that Fallout 4's main game, in my opinion, was lacking choice, but just all of the side quests in this also felt more fleshed out than the main game. And I don't know, it's just something about it. I keep repeating the word fresh because the DLC really revives the game. It really is a whole fresh new experience when compared to the base game. You have basically three main factions. You get the choice to join the Synths, the people of Far Harbor, or the Children of Adam. Now, you have a lot of choice here. You don't necessarily have to just choose one. You can make it to where all three factions survive. You can choose to where only two factions survive. You can really play your own hand in a sense that you really have the ultimate choice of what happens to the groups on this island and the outcome of what happens to those groups as a consequence to what you choose for what to happen to the factions on the island. Now, me personally, as you can see, I am Brotherhood oriented, so I chose to opt for the Brotherhood. I felt in a sense that the Brotherhood would much rather you choose to support the citizens of Far Harbor. Little did I know later on you have the choice to call the Brotherhood in and finish the quest in a sense, but I won't spoil any of that because I do know that no matter what faction you're aligned with, unless it's the Minutemen, I believe, you can call in the Railroad, the Institute, or the Brotherhood to sort of finish off the entirety of the quest, sort of at the very end. But the new enemies on the island are very interesting. We have things such as the Angler, the new Wolves, the Gulpers. The Gulpers are actually very, very difficult. If you're not very careful, you can find them two-hitting you and you will die. I actually opted to play this on hard instead of very hard, which is what I normally play on, because it was getting to the point on very hard where enemies were just very bullet spongy, and it wasn't as fun. It was really taking away from the experience for me because the enemies were just so ridiculously hard to kill that I was wasting ammo, wasting stim packs. So personally, I would tell you to play this on hard, but that's just personal preference for me. But overall, guys, this DLC was very positive, had a very positive impact on the game as a whole for me. I definitely think you should pick it up. It's very moderately priced, only $25, and you easily get $25 worth of content here, guys. I'm not just trying to say that to sort of expand the lifespan of Fallout 4 in your case, but it really did in my case. I totally felt that it was worth the $25 asking price. As a whole, it's just a very good DLC, very well-rounded, uh, definitely what Fallout 4 needed in the long run. I feel it's going to be very hard for them to top this DLC, even though I'm hoping that they will top this DLC. Anyways, guys, I'm going to give this DLC an overall rating of 8.5 out of 10. Very good, very solid with minor cutbacks, but very solid in the long run. Anyways, guys, this has been Mr. Bomber with my Fallout 4 Far Harbor review. Until next time, Mr. Bomber out.